Hey geeks, welcome to Pros and Cons. Today we're going to be learning how to make Star Butterfly's wand from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. The materials you're going to need are some kind of foam insulation board. This is really good for just general purpose. I got the 1/2 inch thick. I also got a piece of 1 inch thick foam, and this is going to basically be the core. You're also going to need a PVC pipe. I chose the 1/2 inch because it fit in my hand very nicely. You probably won't need this entire length. Another thing you're going to need is a hot knife. You don't have to have this, but this is really good for cutting through that foam and makes it a lot easier to cut than a utility knife would. Another thing that you're probably going to need is a Dremel or a rotary tool. You're also going to need a compass and a ruler, because what the first step is you're going to take your compass and measure out about 4 inches, a 4-inch circle. Cut that out of your thick foam board. We're also going to cut 2 more 4-inch circles out of the 1/2 inch thick, and then we're also going to cut 3 3-inch circles. Now the reason I say 3 3-inch circles is because I haven't decided if I'm going to need that 3rd circle to kind of round out the back. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your hot knife. I'm going to finish cutting this last bit of the circle. You want to stay on your traced lines. Alright, we are finished cutting it. So now we're gonna get some wood glue and glue these pieces together and let them sit for a while. Just want to do a thin layer. So maybe just not even much, just like a line. Alright, now this is gonna take at least a few hours to dry. And then we're gonna take one of the circles, get all the extra dust and junk off of it, and just squish it together. So it's been about 2 hours. As you can see, they're not moving, and I think we're ready to start shaping them. What you're just gonna do is just kind of start grinding away at all the sharp edges. Just let you know, this is gonna make a lot of mess. After a lot of grading down and stuff, this is the shape we now have. I'm gonna sand it down with some sandpaper to make it a little bit smoother, and then we're gonna seal it with some wood glue. It's been about a day. I shaved down a little bit more of the size because I realized it was a little bit too big. So the next step is I'm gonna take our wood glue, just start to paint layers on this disc. Now this is gonna be a fairly lengthy process because you're gonna paint a layer, wait till it's good and dry, and then paint another layer, and another layer, and another layer. So it's gonna take at least a day or two to do this part. Now as you can see, I left the middle bare because I totally forgot to stick the wand handle in. Kinda line this up roughly to where I want it to be. Draw a line on there so that way I know where to cut it. And now we're gonna go outside and cut it. Basically what I did was I just found the best angle from both sides, and so I marked that with a dot, and that's where we're gonna drill. I'm going to take the pipe, trace around the pipe. We completely coated this in wood glue, put about 4 layers on the actual wand part and only a layer on here just so that way the gesso will stick nice to it. So I went and got some craft foam and I traced out the wings. I'm gonna cut them out and surround them with Warbler, which is a heat moldable material. I have the Warbler cutouts, and so basically you just wrap them around each other, and if you'll notice there's a kind of a glossy side to them. That's kind of to help stick them to each other. And you see how it just kind of sticks together? And basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of keep molding it. We're gonna go around and make it softer. Right now we just wanna seal in the foam. So this is pretty much what our two wings look like. And what I did was, as you could kind of see, is I traced lines here, because that's where the wings are gonna go. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my rotary tool and kind of drill in there a little bit. So that way I can stick them in there and glue them in, and that way they'll be stable and nice and fit nicely into this. And then we can wood glue, cover everything, and then start gessoing. Alright geeks, so I thought my camera was recording while I was putting the wings in, but it was not. But this is basically our final product. This is pretty much as far as we're gonna get in this video. Next video we're gonna gesso it and sand it down and basically show you some painting techniques. And don't forget to follow and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in a fortnight.